else?
Hi guys, what's up? It's Amy. Welcome back to my channel. 皆さん、こんにちは。
So like one thing to know about Dakota, she's a complete klutz.
Today I'm here with
Dakota
今から私のルームメイトのダコタにカナダ人でモントリオールに住んでる経験みたいなのをインタビュー形式で聞いていきたいと思います。有名な What's the name of the place?
La cave à manger.
La Cave à Manger.
The cave to eat inside.
ピスタチオとチョコが中に入ってるこれを食べながらいろいろ聞いていこうと思います。
Hi, what's up? My name is Annie and welcome back to my channel.
皆さんこんにちは。
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 皆さんこんにちは。アニです。
So, we're back at our house because it was noisy to film, so we decided to go back, head home, and then brought this with us. 今日は私のルームメイトダコタに、インタビュー形式でいろんなモントリオールのこととかを聞きながらこの美味しいデニッシュみたいなのを食べていきたいと思います。So first, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Dakota. I'm 23. I'm a student right now studying in medical imaging. I like to dance. I like to write.
And are you from Montreal?
I'm not from Montreal originally. I'm from Saskatchewan, which is a province in the very center of Canada. I come from the farm, so it's very different like Montreal. But I grew up here, so I guess I could say I'm a Montreal.
Yeah, you're Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a fight. Okay. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. That was really good. It's like citrusy. It's like pistachio, but citrusy at the same time.
Try this.
Ooh. It's deep.
So
personal favorite is that one.
I like this one better. So Dakota is bilingual, trilingual. She speaks Spanish too. But how is it like to be? I'm bilingual too, Japanese and English. But in Montreal, everybody mixes French and English like all the time. How are you more like English speaker than French speaker? Like,
well, I learned English first. But when I came here, I went to high school in French. Like sometimes I can't think of words in English, but I can say it in French, and then vice versa. And there's something here called Fringlish, where people just speak normally, but they're completely mixing French and English all the time. But yeah, there is some words that like just can't be translated among languages.
For me too. I've been speaking English for a while now. Sometimes like my feelings, it fits more when I explain it in English than Japanese, which is weird because Japanese is my first language. But like sometimes there's no like a way to explain that in Japanese, and like this, and it's just like nuance and like.
How would you say sleigh in Japanese?
Slay? Fuck, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like a slang words going on in Japan, but I'm just not familiar with it. But I'd say like yaba. Yaba is like, you can use it for anything. Yabai.
Yabai.
Like damn, but
Yabai.
yaba.
Yeah.
Yaba.
Bai. Oh, yaba. Yaba.
And what do you like about Montreal?
Well, for one, I love like the amount of languages that are present in Montreal. There's so many people from different cultures. There's so many people from different backgrounds. It's a very open space. I have so many friends that are from like Latin America, from Europe, from like the Middle East, and like I really do enjoy languages. So like learning a bit of like different cultures in Montreal is so easy because of all the restaurants that there are, all of the events that there are, cafes. You know, there's like Manger.
Mélanger.
Mélanger, mixed.
Like mixed.
Yeah.
So this is the how Montreal talk. Okay, how do you see? Do you see like a difference between French versus Quebecois French?
Definitely.
Like how is it different? Like what would you say like are the biggest differences? It is still same language.
Yeah, it's still the same language. French from Montreal, like growing up in Montreal, you kind of learn like a bunch of different slangs. Like we learn French, but then it's also like a mix with like slang from Haiti, Creole, and then also like Arabic slang. And like when you're in Montreal, it's very different. And then when you go outside of the city, the accents can get thicker and thicker. And I feel like if I were to explain like what the main difference is, it's the tongue. If that makes sense.
Like
I feel like
French is like un, deux, trois, like un, deux, trois. But when you say one, two, three.
Un, deux, trois.
Un, deux, trois. Un, deux, trois.
I feel like French is more like French from France is like more like poised and more nasally. I mean,
it's really the accent, and also there are a lot of phrases that the French people wouldn't understand.
Yeah, that goes both ways, you know. There's a lot of French
way to say it and Quebecois way to say
but
it.
I mean, like textually, I feel like they're like if you were just to like read or just learn the words, you would get by. But the accent really changes a lot. And like the further you get away from Montreal, like there's, for an example, if you want to say it's cold outside, il fait froid. Il fait froid dehors. But then, you know, like in the Quebecois slang, where like it's just we like shorten things. I feel like in English too, like our slang would just shorten things. Like you would say like il fait fret. Il fait fret. Il fait froid, il fait fret. It's kind of the same, but you would not really read il fait fret in like a proper text. But you would hear it if you're around here. Like I say it, like when it's cold, I say il fait fret. Il fait fret. Il fait fret.
I said in the last video that we say bonjour, hi, like so you can kind of choose which language you want to be assisted with. But like if you're like living here, you will learn a lot of like only like a Quebecois words like tabarnak. It's like a fuck you kind of thing. No?
So what's really interesting is when the French settled here, they were very like on the missions to like promote Christianity and like to convert people into Christianity. And they're highly influenced on the Catholic Church. And all of these swear words that aren't swear words in France, but they are here. Tabarnak, calice, stuff like that. Tabarnak is basically tabernacle, which is like the chalice that is behind the priest. Calice is like the little white thing. I'm so sorry for my fingers. It's a little white thing. I don't know what it's called in English, but that you put underneath your tongue, like when you go to church and you're at mass and before you pray. It's a little bread. Oh no, that's hostie. Calice is chalice. Tabarnak, I think, is the little place where they put the calice. So yeah, those aren't necessarily swear words in France. They aren't. But here, like we use them. A lot of the Quebec culture is based on the Catholic Church. I mean, Canada in a whole is a bilingual country, but French isn't really taken as seriously in the other provinces. Yes, like it's mandatory to take French classes, but it's very basic level.
Yeah.
Here, you know, it's Quebec. I would say is its main language is French. I want to try to protect the French language as much as possible, and that can create a lot of problems. I think it's really easy to differentiate Quebec against all the other provinces than it is in between them.
Yeah, it's really, you know, French,
but Quebec also is gorgeous. There's so many beautiful mountains and rivers and lakes and...
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to tell the viewers, because if you come to Montreal, take a bus and have a little trip to Quebec City. It's super beautiful. It's such a like small town, but like has a European like atmosphere and food. The views, everything is amazing. Like I've had a good time when I went there for my birthday. There are a lot of things to do also in Montreal and Quebec City too. How is dating life in Montreal?
Next question. Double it and give it to the next person. I mean, it's cool. You get to like I've dated no, I haven't dated a lot of people, but I've dated a few people, and they all have different backgrounds, which is really cool. If I were to date people who are, you know, born and raised in the country of Quebec, they have similar cultures. Obviously, they're different personalities, but like I've dated a Latino, I've dated an Arab, I've dated like a Persian. They all have different like family traditions and like different foods and just different ways of like interacting with people. So it was really interesting to be able to explore cultures in that aspect a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah.
How do you make friends in Montreal? What would you say would be the best way to make friends in Montreal?
Honestly, my favorite way that I've made friends in Montreal is in the summer on the mountain, on the Mount Royal. Every Sunday there's an event called the Champ-de-Mars where people bring their little drums and like their music. And like they really like, everyone is just like, it's an amazing ambiance. There's also like a side where there's like DJs, everyone just outside. I go there sometimes by myself or with friends, and like I bring a book, and there's people playing volleyball and spike ball. And sometimes I just go up and be like, hey, like if I see that they're missing a player, I'll be like, hey, can I play? And then you start playing with people, you know,
there's many open like opportunities.
A lot of
to
open
meet
space.
people. I feel like we have like in Montreal, there's so many young generations who are like who are in the same situations, like similar situations. Like let's say you just moved to Montreal for school, you just moved here for work, whatever, and you're new to the town, or you've been here for a while, but like always like trying to explore something new, meet new people. And I think like it's really easy to connect. Like once you find a chance, like opportunity to meet people, like if you talk to them, most of the time
people
they're
are
nice,
super open,
super nice. You become like, so let's exchange Instagrams. And like I met a lot of friends through her. Like I met her friends and then became, you know, friends, and then, you know, sometimes like I meet like different friends and then they were like somehow like it's connected. And
it's a small world.
It is
honestly.
a small world. So that's how you're like, oh, you know them? Like, oh, I know them too. Like that's
it's happened a few times actually.
Yeah, it does. It's really it's a city, it's a big city, but the communities are
it's
really...
a huge student city. The student life is really great here. There's always like really great events.
But I would say I hear a lot of times, what's the best city for like a nightclubs or like nightlife. I couldn't say nightlife. Everybody, well, as far as I like on TikTok, like I saw like Montreal was like a top for nightlife, like the best nightlife.
It has a lot
Canada.
In Canada.
Yeah,
no, honestly, Montreal is amazing in nightlife. There's so many things you can do. There's so many different kinds of clubs. So many different kind of bars. You have bars where they have like I was telling you earlier, like jams where people come and like do music and sing. There's bars where you can go and like paint.
I feel like we have a lot of like unique cafes. There's always something new. Always something to try. And it's always on like Instagram, TikTok. So like we go through, oh my god, like we have to try this place, let's go. And it's never boring.
What's also really cool, you can just like be walking around somewhere and find the coolest place. Like I was walking around like where we were earlier today, like a few years ago, and I found this cute little cafe. It's like all pink and it's like in the garage. It looks like a garage. And like you would not expect it there. It's like in between like these commercial buildings, but it's the cutest little cafe ever. You can just go for a walk, and it depends where you are. Most places, if you're like closer to central Montreal, you can find stuff just by walking around and being curious.
So lastly, do you have any message for a Japanese audience who want to go to Montreal or who are interested in Montreal?
It's normal to be scared at first to travel somewhere new and that you don't know and that your main language is not the first language there. But there's so many people that are just so friendly and will take you in and show you the ropes. Just don't be scared and try something for the first time, because you only try something for the first time once. So enjoy it.
ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。
So again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye.